Let us begin our revision for the upcoming exams. Our revision for the upcoming WASSCE examination. So we begin with objectives, and later we'll continue with the essay type questions. We have number 1 here. Which of the following is a factor of this expression TR minus PS minus PT plus RS? So what we need to do is to factorize the expression given. This is a given expression, so we can factor by regrouping. So we group the terms containing the R and the ones containing the P. To obtain this expression over here, now we need to factor. So we factor R from here to get R into T plus S, and factor negative P, then we get negative P into S plus T. Remember, S plus T is the same as T plus S, so we factor T plus S out. That will give us T plus S into R minus P. So both of them are factors of the given expression. So the only one that is given here is option C, which is R minus P. Question 2. If a exponent negative n all squared is equal to a exponent 4, find n. So this is the given initial equation or exponential equation. So what do? We now apply the power rule over here. The exponent will multiply, so we get negative 2n on the left hand side is equal to a exponent 4. So a exponent negative 2n is equal to a exponent 4. The bases are the same, so we equate the exponent. Negative 2n is equal to 4. When we divide both sides by negative 2, we get n to be negative 2. So the correct answer is option B. Here we have the third question. If m equals 4 and n equals 5 over 2, find the value of 4m cubed n minus 16m n squared. So we have the given expression 4m cubed n minus 16m n squared. We plug in the given values, which is m equals 4 and n equals 5 over 2. And we obtain this over here. Wherever we see m, we put 4. So 4 here, 4 here. And wherever we see n, we put 5 over 2. So 5 over 2 here, and 5 over 2 here. Now we expand, or now we simplify. 2 will cancel 4 2 times. Then 4 cubed is 64. We are left with 5 here. Now we need to use the law of exponent, or we square this. 5 squared will be 25, 2 squared will be 4. We can now cancel this and this. So when we multiply 2 by 5, we get 10 times 64. We get 640 minus 16 times 25, which is the same as 640 minus 400, and that will give us 240. So the correct answer is option A. Now we have question 4 here. Simplify one whole number 1 over 8 times one whole number 1 over 3 minus 5 divided by 2 whole number 1 over 2. First of all, we need to convert the improper fractions to, first of all, we need to convert the mixed numbers to improper fractions. So let's do that. When you convert this to improper fraction, we get 1 times 8 plus 1, which will be 9 over 8. And this will give us 4 over 3. And this will give us 5 over 2. You multiply by 2 and add the numerator and divide by the denominator. That will give us this. Now we use board mass, so we can either divide and multiply at the same time. So let's cancel this to get 3. This and this will give us 2 here. So 4 here 1, 4 here 2. So that will give us 3 over 2 for this side. Then we multiply by the reciprocal of this, which is 5 times 2 over 5. So now this and this will cancel. So we have 3 over 2 minus 2, and that will give us negative half. So the correct answer is D. Question number 5. If one of the roots of the equation x squared minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0 is 3. Find the other root. So we can let the other root be, or we can factor. If this is a root, if 3 is a root, then the factors of x squared minus 5x plus 6 can be written as this: x minus 3 into x plus a. Good. So this must be equal to this when we expand it. If we know the value of a and we expand it, we need to get this expression. So this tells you that if you multiply negative 3 and a, we need to get 6. So that means a equal negative 2. Or if you add negative 3 and a, we need to get negative 5. So we can use that one to obtain a equal negative 2. But we are looking for the root. So it means the factor here is x minus 2. So the root will be equal to 2. The root will be equal to 2. So the correct answer is B. Question number 6. Given that P varies directly as Q and P. Given that P varies directly as Q and P equal 8 when Q equal 2. Find P when Q equal 3. So this is how we go about it. P varies directly as Q. This is how we write it. Or P is directly proportional to Q. Then we introduce the constant of proportionality to get P is equal to K times Q. What we do next, we're given the values of P and Q, so we plug them in to find K. So when P equal 8 and Q equal 2, we get the equation 8 is equal to 2K. We solve for K to get 4. Okay, now what do we do next? We put this K back into this equation to get P is equal to 4Q. Now we want to find P when Q is equal to 3. So that will be 3 times 4, and that will give us 12. Now the next question is this. Ade bought X at A naira per dozen. What is the cost of B dozens of X? So if A naira per dozen, then B dozens will be A times B, which is equal to AB naira, and that is option A. This is question number 8. We have question number 8. Find the solution set of the equation 1 over 5 into 2 plus t bracket close is equal to 1 over 2 into t minus 1 bracket close. We can find LCM, which is LCM of 5 and 2, and that will be 10. Then we multiply through by 10, or we can simply cross multiply 5 times this side and 2 times this side, and that will give us this expression: 2 into bracket 2 plus t bracket close is equal to 5 into bracket t minus 1 bracket close. The same thing we will get if we had multiplied through by 10. So the 10, 5 goes into 10 2 times, and 2 goes into 10 5 times. So that will give us the same result. Now the next thing we are going to do is to expand the bracket. So let's multiply what is outside here by everything inside. So 2 times 2 will give us 4, and 2 times t will give us 2t. The same thing we repeat over here to get 5t minus 5. The next thing we have to do is to group like terms. So I prefer subtracting 2t from both sides and adding 5 to both sides. So that I'll get positive on the left and positive on the right. So I bring the 2t to this side, bring the negative 5 to this side. That will give us 4 plus 5 is equal to 5t minus 2t. Now let us do the subtraction on the right hand side to get 3t, and 4 plus 5 will give us 9. We now divide through by 3, which is the coefficient of t, to get t is equal to 3. The solution set means we put the result in parentheses. So the solution set of the given equation is this. The correct answer is option A. We have question 9. If y is equal to kx minus 1 and y is equal to this value when x is equal to this value, find the value of y when x equal negative 2. So first of all, we need to determine the value of k using this value of y and this value of x. So the given equation is this: y equal to kx minus 1. Let's do the substitution. Y equal 3 and x equal 2. So wherever we see y, we put 3. Wherever we see x, we put 2. And that will give us this expression: 3 is equal to k times 2 minus 1. Now let's simplify by sending the 1 to this side or adding 1 to both sides of the equation to get 4. 3 plus 1 will give us 4 is equal to 2k. If you divide through by 2, you get k is equal to 2. Now let's substitute k equal 2 into the equation, into this equation, to get y equal 2x minus 1. So we have a linear equation and we are being asked to find y when x equal negative 2. So we just have to replace negative 2 by x, or replace x by negative 2 to get y equal 2 times negative 2 minus 1. 2 times negative 2 will be negative 4. So negative 4 minus 1 will give you negative 5. So the correct answer is negative 5. number 10 is here. Make u the subject of the relation. V equal square root of 25 minus u squared all over 4. So this is the given expression, the given equation. We need to first of all remove the fraction by multiplying both sides by the denominator, which is 4, or the LCM of the denominators, which is 4. So when we cross multiply, we get 4v is equal to square root of all square root of 25 minus u squared. Now over here we can now take the square of both sides. So square the left hand side and square the right hand side to get rid of the square root. So when we simplify this, 4v squared will give you 16v squared is equal to 25 minus u squared. And we are making u the subject, so we need to quickly move the u squared to this side. That is, we add u squared to both sides of the equation. And that will give us u squared is equal to 25. Then this one also moves here. In other words, we subtract 16v squared from both sides of the equation, and that will give us this expression. Now we need to solve for u. So we take the square root of both sides, plus or minus square root, to get u is equal to square root of 25 minus 16v squared. So either u is equal to positive square root of 25 minus 16v squared, or u is equal to negative square root of 25 minus 16v squared. So from the options we have the positive one, so we pick the correct answer to be option D. Now let's look at question 11. Find the true set of the equation x over x plus 1 is equal to 2 over 3x plus 7. This is the equation given to us. So first of all, we need to create the denominators by multiplying through by the LCM or by cross multiplication. So let's do cross multiplication. This will multiply this, and this will multiply this to give this equation or this result. Now we need to expand. So x times 3x will be 3x squared plus 7x. Then we repeat the same thing on the right hand side to get 2x plus 2. Now we have a quadratic term here. We have an x term, we have a constant term. So it means we can rewrite in the standard quadratic equation form. That is moving everything to the left and equates everything to 0 on the right. So this will give us 3x squared plus 7x minus 2x minus 2 equals 0. So let's simplify the middle term, since we can collect the same factor out. So we simplify to get 3x squared plus 5x minus 2. Now we need to split the middle term with factors of 3 times negative 2, which is negative 6, and that will be negative 1 and 6. So we split the middle term with 6x minus 1, and that will give us this expression. So we can now factor 3x, which is common to this, and -1 common to this. Then we factor further because x plus 2 is still common to this and this. That will give us this expression 3x minus 1 x plus 2 equals 0. Now you apply the zero product principle. That will give us this equation. So the solution will be x equal 1 over 3 or x equal -2. Hence the truth set will be equal to option B, x equal 1 over x is such that x equal 1 over 3 or -2, all into the braces. Now let's look at the 12, number 12. What is the gradient of the straight line whose equation is 7y minus x equals 0? So we just have to rewrite this equation in the slope-intercept form, or in other words, we simply make y the subject. So you add x to both sides to get 7y equal x. And the next thing we do now is to divide through by 7. And this thing is the same as y equal 1 over 7x. So this is in the form y equal mx, where m is equal to 1 over 7. And that gives us the gradient to be 1 over 7. So the correct answer is option C. Number 13. A straight line which intersects with a curve y equal 3x squared plus 4x minus 7 gives the solution of the equation 3x squared minus x minus 9 equals 0. Find the equation of the line. So what the question is telling us is that when you graph this, when you draw the graph of this relation and another straight line, at the point where they intersect, the x value is the same as where the y-axis, where the x-axis intersects the curve of this line, the curve of this parabola. So what do they want to do? We need to compare this equation and this equation. So these are the two equations given to us. We write them in such a way that 3x squared will correspond to 3x squared. The x term will also correspond, and the constant term will also correspond. So let us transform this equation to look like this. First, we add 1 to -8 to get -7. Then we add 5x to this equation to get 4x. So whatever we do to the right hand side, we do to the left hand side. And so that's what we did here. We added 5x to this and added 1 to this. So that will give us this equation. And you can see that these on the right hand side, they are the same. Therefore, on the left hand side must also be the same. So the equation of the line is y equal 5x plus 1. We have to factorize completely the expression h plus 2k all squared plus 4k squared minus h squared. So you can quickly spot this to be difference of two squares. You can do that so that you rewrite this as 2k all squared. So we spot this as difference of two squares. So we have 2k all squared minus h squared. Now let's maintain this side and rewrite this side to obtain 2k plus h, 2k minus h. We factorize this using difference of two squares. For instance, if you have x squared minus y squared, you get x plus y, x minus y. So the same thing we did here. Also note that h plus 2k is the same as 2k plus h. So we can factor, because there's 2k plus h, there's 2k plus h. So when we factor, we obtain this expression, which can still be reduced. You can reduce this to get 2k plus 2k, then plus h minus h by regrouping. Now when we simplify this, we get 4k plus 0. That will give us 4k. Then we have 2k plus h. So the correct answer will be 4k into bracket h plus 2k, which is the same as 4k into bracket 2k plus h. Now, if you can still see this red thing here, it means you have not yet subscribed. So you just have to click it so that the next upload, see it is still red. You have to click it so that if I upload the next video, you'll be informed. Click the bell icon too, so that you get a notification whenever I upload a new video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.